Hi guys, this is Tex Julia Economics class. The topic of discussion is Introduction to Economics. At the end of this class, you should be able to know the meaning of economics and various definitions of economics by various scholars. You should be able to know the basic concepts of economics. You should be able to know why economics is a science and why economics is a social science. You should be able to know the fundamental economic problem of a society. You should be able to know the branches of economics and also the reasons why we study economics or importance of economics. Now let's start with the introduction to economics. Now, economics has so many definitions, and we don't have a definite definition of economics. But economics was first defined by a scholar known as Adam Smith in 1776. Adam Smith defined economics as an inquiry into nature and the cause of wealth of nation. Adam Smith defined economics in his book called Wealth of Nation that he wrote in 1776. In that book, he referred economics to be political economy. Adam Smith was referred to as the father and founder of economics because he was the first person to give an idea of what we call economics today. Adam Smith was referred to as a classist because a classist is someone that gives the first idea about a theory. Adam Smith never existed alone. He shared similar view with some scholars, and those scholars were also referred to as classists. So we had other classes which were J.S. Mills, J.B.C., F.A. Walker, Thomas Malthus. We have David Ricardo and the likes of them. All these scholars, they defined economics in their own way, which means they have various definitions of economics by them. We also have another scholar known as Alfred Marshall. He was referred to as a neoclassist, and a neoclassist is someone that modified an existing theory to achieve a particular cause or objective. So between 1890 and 1896, Alfred Marshall wrote a book and he defined economics as the study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. If you look at the definition of economics by Alfred Marshall and the definition of economics by the classes, you see that they mean the same thing, but the usage of words may be different, which means Alfred Marshall modified their definition to suit his own objective. So Alfred Marshall was referred to as a neoclassist. Alfred Marshall never existed alone. He had some other scholars that shared similar view with him, and those other scholars were referred to as neoclassists as well, and they include V. Pareto, Irving Fishers, E. Kennan, F.Y. Edgeworth, and the likes of them. All these neoclassists, they defined economics in their own way, and they were called neoclassists. So we have the most acceptable definition of economics, which was given by Professor Lord Leonard C. Robbins in 1932. He defined economics as a science which studies human behavior as a relation to ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. This definition is seen to be the most acceptable definition of economics because it contains points not mentioned by the classists and the neoclassists. What are these points that Professor Lord Leonard C. Robbins made us to understand? The classists and the neoclassists believe that economics is a science and a social science and also about material wealth. But Professor Lord Leonard C. Robbins agreed to that fact and made us to understand that aside that fact that was made by the classists and the neoclassists, he made us to understand that human wants are unlimited in supply. He made us to understand that resources are limited in supply. And when humans make choices. They make choices from pool of options. So when a choice is made, there will be a foregone alternative, which means whenever you make choices, you have opportunity cost. All these were made to understand. All these were explained to us by Professor Lord Leonard C. Robbins in his definition. Now let's look at questions that usually confuse students, questions that baffle students. And number one of them is, why is economics a science? Number two is, why is economics a social science? Number three, what are ends? Number four, what are scarce means? Number five, what are alternative uses? These questions were made to all. These questions were properly explained in the definition of Professor Lord Leonard C. Robbins. Now let's look at the answer to these questions. The first question is that, why is economics a science? Economics is a science because it adopts scientific approach in arriving at conclusion on economic issues. Because as economics, we make guesses, and those guesses are hypotheses. So we have scientific approach in which we achieve what a theory. So we have hypothesis, we have experimentation, we have observation, we have explanation, and we have conclusion. You could make a guess that all slim girls are not well fed. Now you start to observe any slim girl around you. Then, while observing, you are making experimentation. Then you cannot draw your conclusion that yes, all slim girls are not well fed. And you can draw your conclusion that no, it's not that all slim girls are not well fed. So these are scientific in nature. So in economics, we have theories, and those theories are bounded by what? By laws. These are the reasons why economics is a science. Number two, why is economics a social science? Economics is a social science because it studies human behavior. How does economics studies human behavior? Economics studies human behavior by using limited resources to satisfy human unlimited wants. The third question is, what are ends? Ends refers to human unlimited wants, which means human wants are unlimited in supply. How did we know this? It's from the most acceptable definition of economics given by Professor Lord Leonard C. Robbins. The fourth question is that, what are scarce means? In the definition of economics, means refers to resources, and scarce means refers to limited human resources. Lastly, what are alternative uses? Alternative uses refers to options available for choice to be made. In life, we make choices from pool of options. So whenever we make choice, it gives rise to a foregone alternative. So whenever choice is made, there will be an opportunity cost.